From. Hello, people. How are we doing? Good evening, everyone. I don't often see you lot at this kind of time of day, do I? Come on, this is a bit unusual. Hello, Basti, Retty, good to see you, mate. Eric, Pained, Aditya, Nisanga, Hannibal, Spurs, Boo, Garrett, Frozen, Toucan, Robin, Eternal, Mascorn, Melina, Will, Slavic Guy, Michael. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to something brand new, something we've never seen before in the sport, which is qualifying on a Friday. I mean, I assume we haven't. Maybe in like the 50s when they were still messing about with the format all the time. But yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all well. Oh my God, I forgot to check ultra low latency again, but it is set. Thank the Lord. But yeah, we're all good. How you been? How you doing, everyone? Welcome. It's been a beautiful day here. It's been nice at Silverstone as well. They've had some dirty clouds, but where I am in like North London is beautiful, sunny as you like. Thank you, Rowney, straight away. $4.90. I'm from one Romforder to a... You're from Romford as well? Oh, mate, I didn't know that. Sorry if you told me that before. I felt that would have stuck, but thank you, Rowney, mate. Bower Park Massive. You should know what that means if you're a true Romforder. Or Collieroa. Yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We had something, well, look, I mean, I don't know if it was just me, but I felt that practice one session just flew by. Knowing that there was only one session, I feel like made that hour just go like that. And you know what, like, we're not seeing... I don't know. I feel like the lack of preparation is going to leave... I think qualifying is going to be a bit weird. I think it's going to be a bit mixed up. Compared to... I sound like a friendly Devon Butler. Do I? Thank you, Sava, for the 500 RSDs. Don't mess up my name this time. I just won't say your surname. Virtual has launched an Instagram. I didn't know he wasn't on Instagram. I just assumed he was. Big up, Virtual. But yeah, I mean, qualifying, the format, in case you don't know, the format of the qualifying is the same, but we have qualifying on Friday. I'm sure everyone knows, like, if you don't understand what's going on this weekend, then you've been living under a rock, clearly. Go bald, Tom. No, buddy, I will not go bald. I used to actually have a skinhead. I used to have like a one all over back in the day. It looked terrible, shocking. I hold disdain towards all of my friends and family at the time for not telling me how bad it looked. But yeah, so I mean, what it's 7 minutes to 6 in the evening here in the UK. I look good bald. I wouldn't Slavic Guy. I promise you that. And yeah, the footage is all right. Yeah, F1 are playing their stuff on. I've got my Now TV set up. Grow out my hair and get a mullet. A mullet. To be fair, I think the day mullets come back into fashion isn't far off. You know, Ollie Ball loves a mullet, doesn't he? That Albon forfeit tweet got some heat. It did, didn't it? I'm surprised at how many people thought it was genuine. And you know what I was more surprised about? Quite a few people actually thought that, like, agreed with it. And I was like, what? That was clearly a wind-up tweet, but obviously not. Thank you, Javier, for the 50 mex. Mexican... Wait, it's not dollars, is it? Even though it's a dollar symbol. I got told off last time. I'm just going to say Mexican currency. Apparently calling for a lift is now valid in a race, so maybe the Merc should ask Lando to take them with him. I mean, look, it's a short session. Lando's looking quick. I just think Max is just on another level right now, isn't he? I mean, 7/10 up. We'll go through the quali order before we get into it. From practice. In case anyone didn't watch practice, we'll go through that. But yeah. Thank you again, Rowney. Wait, so you go Bower Park? But you called it Bower School. So, I don't know. I want to see the full I want to see the full name around it. But yeah, thank you, mate, for the £3. And thank you, Aaron, as well, for the $4.99 USD. Thank you for helping me find my love of F1 again. Don't ever stop making videos. Also, welcome to the stream, everyone. Thank you, Aaron, mate. Big up. Appreciate you, mate. You know what's mad? It's like pretty much I've got the same amount of people from America who watch me as people from the UK, which is weird. But there you go. I've only been to America once. I went to Chicago in 2017 to run the marathon badly. But anyway, right, okay, so let's first of all have a quick look through, skim through what happened earlier. So these are the standings after practice 1. 7/10 between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. I mean, you look at the amount of laps. I mean, look, Lewis Hamilton fans, he did punch in the joint most laps with Valtteri Bottas. I don't think anyone else got into the 30s. No, just them two. He got 7 more laps in than Max. Now, obviously, the way we have to think about this new qualifying is that it's like the race, but it's 130%. Rather than 100% race, it's like an extra half an hour on top of the race. So race pace, as much as like there's not much going into qualifying in terms of practice time, like race pace is extra important because you're essentially just driving a longer race with a little pause after 30 minutes and then restarting the next day. So I think Lewis Hamilton fans out there, you shouldn't be too concerned. F1 is it on Channel 4 this weekend? I didn't actually know that, Mr. EC Football. I did not know that. I mean, I'm watching through Now TV anyway. I didn't know that. Fair play. Good. Right and all that it's on terrestrial, free to air. Thank you, Bobo, for the $5. What do you think of that 2022 livery? I mean, the 2022 car looks promising. It's a bit of a platypus at the front, isn't it? And it's got like a massive front wing. But with the... if you go on Twitter, if you haven't seen, every single team has put out renders of their current livery on the new car. And the Aston Martins, oh my word, that looks unreal. That looks straight fire. I do use Sky Sports, but it's through Now TV to get my Sky Sports. You know what I mean? So I can watch it on my computer. And I don't have to faff about with Sky. And yes, has it started? Yeah, they're just doing the little graphics and all that stuff, which I don't really care about because I'm here with you lot. So okay, yeah. In terms of the Lewis 7 tenths. I mean, these gaps are all pretty similar. Look, there's just over a tenth between Lando and Carlos. Max checked out. I mean, Sergio's down here, but I think he got caught up in traffic, so I wouldn't be too concerned, Sergio fans, either. But shall we... Hang on. I'm behind on my screens. We've already talked about practice roundup. I forgot to put this screen up. Not that anyone really cares. So, shall we see my predictions going into qualifying that isn't qualifying? If you know what I mean. These are my predictions. I'm saying Red Bull 1-2, and I'm saying Norris will out-qualify both Mercedes, and then Charles will sneak in at the end. And I think Max will be dominant. I think he's going to convincingly... I wouldn't be surprised if he's half a second clear. I'm gonna say Max is 0.5, between 0.5 and 0.6 clear of P2. That's what I'm saying in qualifying. That's what I'm saying, okay? Whether it's Sergio Perez or not, I'm saying that's a 0.5 to 0.6 gap. I think it's just unreal. And then yeah, Perez just about nicks Lando for P2, and then Mercedes. Because I'm not being funny, like Mercedes qualifying 4th and 5th and just focusing all their effort on extracting the most race pace they can, I think is a very sensible approach. So this would not surprise me. And then Charles sneaks in P6 because Charles looks quick. He always looks quick, really. But yeah, and then W of the day, I just think Max will dominate, so I think he's going to take that for me. And Kimi, I've put L of the day. Kimi's not been great in quali recently, and I think he'll go out in Q1 again. George did look slow, like in terms of practice, but again, I don't know if they're focusing. That's what I mean. Like, when you've got a race that's technically a third on top of the current race format, you're racing essentially. How many laps is it usually of Silverstone? It's like, say it's like 50 laps normally, right? And then this sprint quali is like 17. Well, essentially, you're just racing a 67 lap race just over 2 days. So yeah, focusing on that is important, I think. But yeah, they're my predictions. And now, well, the qualifying's about to start any second now. So everyone's pulling out. Open up this. Beautiful. Actually, I haven't updated this graphic, but it doesn't matter too much right now. You'll see on the next one. Here we go. Green light. Pit entrance is open. I need to set up my timer now. But yeah. I'm excited. I'm buzzing for this. I think I'm very much of the like my kind of feeling towards it is very much like we should try these things out. You know, you don't know if things could be better potentially, right? Okay, I've got my timer going. Is that correct? Oh, I'm like 10 seconds off. So try this. Sorry, I always have to do this at the start. It's my timer. Yep, cool. All right, timer set up, everyone. If you want to synchronize your streams to what I'm watching, then you can see there is a number here. This is what so I'm usually about between 30 seconds and a minute delayed, and then obviously there's a bit of a delay on the stream as well. So if you do want to synchronize with mine, then feel free. People will spoil it in chat, just so you know. So I try not look at chat in the last kind of couple of minutes of the session. But yeah, everyone's out on track. Has everyone seen Lewis's helmet for this weekend? Oh my God, it looks so sick. I love it. I love that kind of loud motorcycle. I love that kind of brash in your face art design that he's gone for. He collaborated with some independent artist, which is pretty cool. Kind of what Daniel Ricciardo's done with his helmets as well. It looks so good. Looks so good. Hang on, let me for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'll try and find some just while we're sitting around, because again, a few cars are out on track at the minute, but nothing too mad's going on right now. The McLaren is covered in sponsors this weekend. McLaren's marketing team are actually pretty good, you got to say, because they've always got McLaren absolutely caked in sponsors. Hang on, let me find Lewis's lid. Hamilton helmet. That'll do. There we go. Although the pictures that I can... Hang on, I'll show you these pictures. Hang on, they're not actually very good pictures, annoyingly. But trust me, like, I think the helmet looks quality. Hang on, let me just go. It's on the screen for you there, cool. If I go screen share, that's the kind of back of it. That's the side. I love these, like, I don't know. I love the strips and the hatch here. Like, I can get it as Marmite. This at the back looks so sick. I love the graphic design that's gone into this. Oh my God. The still we rise, should I say, looks fire. I absolutely love this. This is by far my favourite helmet of Lewis's that he's ever had, if you ask me. Bit of me, that. Bit of me. Right up my alley. But yeah, so that's what Lewis is rocking this weekend. Anyway, back to the quali session. So, Lando's currently on a lap. Giovinazzi, Alonso, Tsunoda, Sainz and Raikkonen have all put laps in so far. 14 minutes to go, loads of time. I've got a cider, obviously. Although in this big glass, because it's so big, it gets really wet because I've got loads of ice in it, so it just leaks everywhere. Oh no, savage chat. What's do you not like Lewis's helmet? I think some people do. Look, I get why it splits a bit. It's not exactly a safe design, is it? It's bound to. Are you drinking in a fish bowl? I mean, you could probably put a fish in here. It's quite big. Sit next to my. I mean, my head's huge, so it's not really a good sense of perspective. Is anyone at Silverstone on Sunday? Because I'm going to be there on Sunday, by the way. So if you're about, I think we're doing a meet-up at the fan zone between like 1 and 2. So if you are, come and say hello. Come and say ahoy. We're getting a replay of George. Yeah, nothing mad's happening yet. It does kind of annoy me that they're not classing the Friday as qualifying, because it is like all sprint qualifying is, as far as I'm concerned, is just an extension of the normal race. So whereas this is actually qualifying, so you're still qualifying for the race, it's just that they take a little break. So I know Sebastian said something about it, didn't he, as well? He was like, he doesn't agree with the fact that sprint qualifying results will class as qualifying in the like history books. I agree. I don't see why they should. You know what I mean? But yeah, is what it is. Backseat driver. You'll see. We've got something up our sleeve for backseat driver. Okay, cool. So 11 and a bit minutes in, we've got Lando top with a 128.2, 128.3 closer. Giovinazzi's a couple of attempts behind. Gasly's a couple of attempts behind. Alonso, Tsunoda, they're all a couple of attempts behind as well. It's like fine margins. It's a long lap, Silverstone. It's like a minute and a half. So, you know, you expect the gaps to be quite big. That's partly why I think Max's gap will be quite big to the rest of the field. Lewis's helmet looks so sick on the onboard as well. It looks so good on the onboard. I love that. But yeah, Lewis is currently a second up on Norris. So Lewis is punching in a speedy one early doors. Perez goes quickest. As long as Lewis doesn't get traffic here, he should be going quickest here. Bottas then improves as well. So his time will be about the same as Lewis's. But yeah, Lewis goes P1. Verstappen hasn't set a lap yet. So it's Hamilton, Bottas, Perez, Norris, Giovinazzi, Gasly, and then Leclerc improves. There's no point me reading through it, really, is there? Look at the teammate gap. So Mazepin is 2 and a bit tenths behind Schumacher. Latifi is about 3 tenths behind Russell. Raikkonen is about half a second behind Giovinazzi. Ricciardo is about 4 tenths behind Norris. I can't see science. Ocon's not set a time. Vettel's not set a time. Verstappen, Stroll, they've not set times yet. Still waiting on them. So you just saw, yeah, Aldas is at the race today. He's there like all weekend, I think. Bottas, exactly, Jack. Exceptionally said. If I ever met Bottas, I'd be like, all right, Valtteri. I'd try my best to say it how I usually say it and not be like, oh, hello, Valtteri Bottas. Do I think Hulkenberg or Kvyat will make it into Williams if Russell ends up leaving? I think Bottas would be the sensible swap. I've said that before. But Kvyat or Hulkenberg, honestly, I'd probably go Nico. As Verstappen goes 4 tenths quicker than Hamilton. There you go. Not bad. Not bad, Max. Not bad, mate. A second quicker than Perez as well. Damn. As Helmut slurps on a Red Bull. Good brand exposure there, Helmut Marko. Love to see it. Marko drinking a Red Bull, Omega. Just imagine Helmut Marko just like caffeinated off his nut, just running around like. Ocon, right? Esteban, you're the only person who hasn't set a time lap yet. Please don't get knocked out in Q1 again. Please, I beg you. He's on his quick time now, but he's the only person who hasn't set a lap time yet. Come on, Esteban. Don't mug it off. He's 4 tenths behind Verstappen already, but then he is in an Alpine, so it's kind of to be expected, isn't it? Did you kick up a bit of dust there? A little bit wide. Come on, Osterbon Econ. Have it, son. We're following him round because no one else is setting a quick time yet, so I think Alonso might be actually. It says outlap, but I never trust the graphics, so. Oh, there's something in the way of the camera. I thought that was like a pigeon or something. Ocon's 4 tenths up on Science, who is okay, yeah, but Science is P15, so there's nothing really to write home about. Just keep it clean. Next couple of corners, mate. Just get through Q1, Esteban, man. Like, you lot know I'm backing Esteban this year. Like, I've fallen for the man. He has replaced Alex Albon in my heart in terms of the current F1 field, and he goes P6. Not bad, mate. You would expect the track's rubbing in a bit, to be fair, though, so he's probably benefited a bit from that. But okay, cool. So Science is coming through now to set a time. Science goes up to P4. Leclerc has gone. Yeah, everyone's green, so the track's definitely gaining pace. I would shut the window, but it's boiling, man. It's so hot. Oh, Charlie bottled his lap. He almost dropped it there, the final corner. Big tank slapper, but managed to hold it. Whew. Charles, mate. Steady on, son. Yeah, the track's definitely gaining pace now. So, see where Fernando can put it. You know what? I've said it before. Like the way. Oh wow, Alonso goes P4. Nice. Well done, Fernando. Smashed it. The Fernando that I've seen like in the past, you know, I've felt has been a bit overly top. I haven't liked the personality that I've seen from Fernando. But this Fernando back now, he's like so much more mature. He's just seems very wholesome now. It's like a completely different man. He's passionate, but it comes out in a positive way. And I've been super impressed by Fernando, considering is he 40 now? What month is it? It's July, isn't it? I think he's 40 like soon. When is Fernando 40? When is he 40? He's 40 on the 29th. So in 2 weeks, he'll be 40. Damn. It's impressive. It's very impressive. Oh, Max moaning on the radio. Probably. Yeah, he almost. It's funny. So Max kind of got it a bit sketchy going into that final corner as well. All right, Q1. So let's go through the field. We've got 5 minutes to go. So Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Alonso, Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Norris, Gasly, Raikkonen, Russell, Tsunoda, Vettel, Ricciardo, Latifi, Stroll, Schumacher, Mazepin. Ricciardo currently in the bottom 5, but he is on an outlap. And Norris is only P10, so I am expecting that they improve. But obviously that's the risk, innit? If you like leave it to last minute, don't get a good banker time in, then risky, innit? Nice, but do you like my? It's a donut media top. My boy Nolan hooked me up. This is a very nice summer top. I haven't worn tie-dye for a long time, but actually I quite like this top. So, do I think Kimi will retire and Valtteri will take his place? No. I think Kimi might retire, but in terms of Valtteri taking his place, I don't think that would happen. I don't think that move would occur. Anyway, right, cool. Gasly's on a quick lap. Ricciardo's now just started a quick lap. So again, drop zone right now is Ricciardo, Latifi, Stroll, Schumacher, Mazepin. Vettel is P15. Tsunoda is P14. Russell is P13. That is mad. It's a 1.5 minute lap, right? And Raikkonen to Vettel are split by 66 thousandths of a second between 12, 13, 14 and 15 over a 1.5 minute lap. And they're all in different cars. Oh, hello. Oh, the camera just went weird there. I thought they whipped to a crash or something, but no, it's fine. Everyone's fine. Yeah, which is mad. They're 4 different cars, and they're like the margins are just still, even though F1's not a spec series, amongst the midfield it is still bare close. Okay, Gasly improves to P5. The track's definitely rubbering in now. Everyone's going quicker. There's just green sectors everywhere. Ricciardo's half a second up on Vettel, but again, everyone's going to improve here. So come on, Daniel. Bring it home, mate, please. Come on, Danny. Please. Yeah, Stroll's down in P19. I'm not sure. He says he's on his out lap, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. I'm not listening in. So Ricciardo goes up to P6, fractionally behind Pierre Gasly. Literally 15 thousandths behind. Lando goes up to P3. So there's only a 1/10.5 between Lando and Daniel. Which is, I mean, if Daniel can maintain that gap to Lando throughout and into Q3, then that's pretty good. Right, so Vettel's in the drop zone now. But 2 minutes to go, you expect he's going to improve. This is the risk. Both Aston Martins are in the bottom 5. So if someone does bin it and brings out a red flag, as we've seen before already this year a couple of times, then, well, not a good day in the office. But there is time. 1 minute 36. People warming up now. Sensible, I think, from Daniel to get his time in there, and Lando as well, before the rush at the end. Because, all right, yeah, there might be a bit of performance left on the track, but you'd rather get your lap in. Russell is currently, yeah, so Russell's like 3 tenths ahead of Latifi. Russell's P15. Trying to think anyone who's... Perez is P10. So Sergio's... Again, the thing is with this qualifying session, everyone's going to be on softs, which is great. There's no faffing about with some people on mediums, because sprint qualifying is just soft shootout. So there's no one's going to be qualifying on mediums here. It's all going to be softs. So it should all be ultimate pace of the cars, which is good. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, Russell's on a quick lap now. Got 30 seconds to go. Hopefully everyone can get over. Russell's only a 1/10.5 behind Verstappen in the first sector. It's only one sector though. There are many more sectors, and that Williams is pretty draggy, as we know. So, just no one bin it, lads. All right. I know I've just cursed it by saying that, but please, like, curses don't actually exist. It's Georgie boy pushing through. Lap's looking solid, mate. Do I think Lando get a podium this weekend? I mean, he's got all the... For Lando to get a podium, though, I think he's got to rely on Mercedes or Red Bull, at least one of those cars having a problem, you know? Or at least 2 of those cars having a problem. Because as much as Mercedes still don't look close, they still look better. Right, okay. So Latifi has finished his lap. He's P15, so he's already out. Raikkonen is already out. P15, out in Q1 again. Russell goes P8. Giovinazzi goes P6. I'm sorry, Kimmy, but hold that L, mate, because you've just qualified P15 and Giovanazzi's put it P6. Vettel goes P5. Schumacher is out. Raikkonen is out. Latifi is out. Stroll and Mazepin are the 2 sitting down there. What? I don't know. Stroll hasn't put a time in. Ocon goes P3. Go on, the Esteban. Have some of that, mate. Yes, lads. Love that. Perez goes P2. Decent. Stroll improves to P15, but is at risk. Stroll could be going out here. if Sonoda improves, Stroll is out. Sonoda is currently in the drop zone. Mazepin's obviously bottom. Yeah, Sonoda's out. Wow. Stroll squeezes through. Sonoda, wow. And Gasly only P13 as well. I saw, like, in practice, I was surprised because Gasly's been quality in qualifying, but he's only P13 here. Right, so Mazepin is out in P20. Schumacher is out in P19. Latifi is out in P18. Raikkonen in P17. I'm sorry, but that's L of the day. I think that's already L of the day confirmed. TSUNODA. Considering, okay, Giovinazzi did go back to P12 to be fair. But man, that's a bad. Right, okay, cool. Let me save this graphic so that you can see on screen what is going on. Boom. And then if I do this and do this, then ta-da! Beautiful. That was cringe, wasn't it? Jesus Christ, never do that again, Tommo. Never do that again in your life. Right. Okay, there you go. I mean, no massive surprise. Sonoda's a bit of a surprise. It's never a surprise now that George gets through out of Q1 because this is every race this year, right? 10 races in a row, 10 Q2 appearances for George Russell. Why are you hating Kimi? I'm not hating Kimi. I'm sorry. Please differentiate hate between criticism because Giovinazzi's got through. Kimi's always out in qualifying relative to Giovinazzi. He's not good enough. He's not good enough in qualifying. In the race, I think Kimi's very good in the race. But in qualifying, he's nowhere. That's not hate. That's just facts. But yeah. Shame about Yuki. Like, yeah, Yuki going out in... Again, the fact that Gasly's P13 is a bit concerning as well for AlphaTauri. Like, you wouldn't expect them two cars to be down there so far. Did Mazepin spin? Oh, I don't care anymore. But, yeah, I mean, it's one of them, innit? It's like, again... When we're rating drivers and we're considering, who's great and who's terrible, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it is impossible, especially when you're like comparing teammates. Like, for example, is Kimi, like Giovinazzi and Raikkonen, right? Is Giovinazzi actually really good? Because at the moment, he's consistently quicker than Kimi in qualifying. Is he actually much better? Is he quite underrated? Or... And for us to say that, we've got to say then that because Kimi's really good. Or is Kimi falling off and Giovinazzi just average but still able to beat him? You know what I mean? So a lot of that, it comes down to what you think about these other drivers because that's the only, I didn't see him spin. I'm sure it's just wind up in the chat. But two people typed it at the same time, so that made me kind of think that maybe he did. But I didn't see anything either. I think Gio's. I don't think Gio's great. I think he's solid. I think he's good. I think he's better than. Again, when you this whole like underrated, overrated. Again, when you define overrated means that you perceive the way that people generally consider someone is more or less than where you perceive them. That's my understanding of the word under or overrated. But yeah. But I said it as well, like, and again, Kimi does this for a hobby, and he loves racing, clearly. That's why he's still doing it. It would not surprise me. I'm not tinfoil hatting it too much here, but if he just is like, you know what, sack off Q1, I'd rather just like start behind in a quicker car, because you've got to say that Alfa Romeos should be quicker than the Williams. And kind of on pace in the race, like, okay, it's not really a quicker car to be fair, but he tends to make his way through in the race. And that's probably a bit more fun than qualifying P12 and then just staying P12. I'm just saying. Wow, my hand looks really yellow, doesn't it? Look at that. Shocking. Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that, mate. I try my best to make these streams as interactive as possible. But yeah. So hang on, let's right. So we just got there's just waffling going on. I'm not interested really. Thank you, Daniel, for the quid. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. Yeah, everyone's just chilling now. Pretty calm. How are we feeling now? How are we feeling about the sprint qualifying tomorrow? I think it's going to be great. I honestly think it's going to be really good. I think long term they need to address the whole having a cost cap, but also putting the cars under a third extra race distance. That I think is a bit of an issue. But all in all, I'm feeling quite positive about it. Thank you, Rowney, again, mate. Far too generous. You're 79p. Alpine. All right, here we go. Session has started. Let me get the timer set up again. So we're about 50 seconds behind. So I've got to do maths now for crying out loud. Right. If I do this, so to just do some rough maths to get my timer set up. Is that spot on? Oh damn! Spot on first time. Quick maths. What are you saying? My eyes are watering for some reason. I'm getting emotional about great maths. When do I think Ferrari will be the fastest car again? I mean, you got to expect Ferrari are gonna, because Ferrari aren't really in a fight that's worth fighting at the minute, whereas Mercedes and Red Bull are. You know what? Like honestly, no one knows how it's going to go from next year onwards. All right, anyone who claims to know is talking out their bum, because no one knows. But like Mercedes have got something to fight for this year. Red Bull have got something to fight for this year. Most of the other teams, yeah, they'll get a bit more money in prize money, but there's still a cost cap. So it's just like, is it worth kind of putting your money into this year? Not really. So like Ferrari don't need to invest the money this year. They can just crack on and then hit the ground running next year. And I think Ferrari will be right up at the sharp end. I would not be surprised if they're one of the quickest cars next year. Wouldn't be surprised. Thank you, Elmo, for the 25 currency. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you, Weirdos, for the €5. Keep up the good works. Greetings from the Netherlands. Dankjewel. Thank you very much, isn't it, in Dutch? I worked with a Dutch guy. I've mentioned this before, and he taught me a few Dutch sayings, but most of them I can't say on stream. Thank you, Winston, from Groningen. Thank you, Got No Waffles, for the 99 US cents. Appreciate it, mate. And Jacket as well for the $5. Hope you're well, Tommo. I'm good, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying this new sesh jacket, mate. Oh, Pacers. Sick. Nice. But anyway, yeah, cool. So there's a Mercedes on a quick lap with Lewis Hamilton at the wheel. Actually, no, he's not is he on a quick lap? Yeah, he is, yeah. He looked quite close to the AlphaTauri, but that got out of the way. So Q2, who are we losing, do we think? Who are we losing from Q2? So I would say, Stroll only squeezed through. I think we're losing Russell. If Russell got through to another Q3, that would just, I don't believe that's going to happen. I think we're going to lose Russell, we're going to lose Giovinazzi, we're going to lose Gasly. I think the AlphaTauri looks a bit slow. I think we're going to lose Stroll, and I think we'll lose Ocon. I think Alonso will get through to Q3 again. I think Ocon might just not make it. But we'll see. We will see. Thank you, Dante, for joining Friends of Tommo. Appreciate it, mate. Big up Dante, £2 a month, gang. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. But yeah, so Lewis sets his time, sticks it P1 for the time being. Lando. I love how Zach Brown says Lando. Lando. Brilliant. Am I streaming sprint qualifying? Yes, I am. I will be streaming sprint qualifying tomorrow because it's only short. It's only like half an hour long. It's actually probably shorter than qualifying, all things told. So I will be streaming sprint qualifying tomorrow in the same way that I stream this. So that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you again, Got No Waffles, for the $2. Do you think Danny Rick will find pace today? I do think this will be, as long as he doesn't bin it, his strongest weekend. Actually, so he's set his... Okay, so Danny Rick's banker lap is actually quicker than Lando's. 1.5 tenths. I think it's one of them. I just feel like Daniel Ricciardo will do well on the tracks that are more traditional racing tracks with a bit of runoff. It's not the end of the world if you run a bit wide and you're not going to hit a wall. Vettel goes P5, goes quicker than both McLarens. Decent from Sebastian. Very, very good. Only 30. Wow. Okay. You know what? Like, Perez, I don't think is getting anywhere near pole. I think I was very wrong. Right, Verstappen, 126.5. Hamilton is a tenth behind. Bottas is 2.5 tenths behind. Perez is almost 6 tenths behind. Closer to 6 than 5. Vettel's 6 tenths behind. Ricciardo's just over 6 tenths behind. Norris is 7.5 tenths behind. Ocon, 8 tenths. Russell a second. Alonso a second. Stroll 1.3. Mate, I really hope for Esteban's sake that he beats Fernando in this qualifying session because he's had a few shockers. 4 shocking results in a row. 2 retirements, 2 P14s. So he needs to scalp, mate. He needs to scalp on his teammate in quali to invigorate, you know. But that's a cracking lap from Seb. Tell you what, I mean, again, it depends if the track is gaining performance, you know. But currently, Vettel's sitting P5, looking very, very pretty in P5. Thank you, Dante, for the $20. Big up, mate. Thank you so much. You got me through a lot of tough time, man. Love your content. Means a lot. More than you could have known. Dante, mate. Stop it. You're going to make me emotional. No, I appreciate it, mate. I'm glad that... Look, I just sit here and watch videos, and I know all my stuff's grown over lockdown and that. Which isn't the only reason things have been tough, but you know what I mean. I appreciate it, mate. I really do. Thank you. I just keep doing my stuff, man. It's good fun. I'm just another fan. At the end of the day, I'm just like you, okay? It's just that I waffle on the internet about it, you know? I don't claim to be an expert. I'm just another fan. I'm a fan perspective. I am Formula One fan TV. F1's answer to troops. Is my shirt dirty? No, it's tie-dyed. It's a tie-dye shirt, which is a bit cringe, but it's actually a nice shirt. Usually I don't wear tie-dye, but there you go. I do now. I've changed. All right, there's an Alpine being pushed back into the pits. Fernando's still got time on the session. So Ocon's gone a couple of tenths faster than Nando. So we've got Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Perez, Vettel, Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Alonso, Stroll, Giovinazzi. And you know what? Right, so Ricciardo's gone a tenth quicker than Lando. Guess what I did just before qualifying started? Have a guess who I put on Turbo Driver for this weekend on my F1 Fantasy. Charles is just waffling about who starts where. No Mission Winnow on the car again this weekend because tobacco. Because tobacco. I am drinking cider, but I'm not going to get drunk. because I'm not a lightweight. Although this cider, this is Aspel, it's like 6.5%. So it's quite strong. It's beautiful though. It's like not too scrumpy. Because you get them proper scrumpy ciders, which are like 8-9%. If you're not British, you probably don't know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, what position is Seb? Seb is P5. Oh, well, thank you, Henrik, for the 50 Rs. I don't know what their currency is. I'm sorry. Brazilian money. Hey, Tommo, a big fan from Brazil. Just to thank you for the awesome content. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, pal. I appreciate it. I do my best. I do my best. Don't claim to always get it right, but I'm just another person on the internet who loves Formula One. So, run through. So the bottom 5 is Gasly, Russell, Alonso, Stroll, Giovinazzi. That's the bottom 5 so far. 11, 12. So Gasly 11, Russell 12, Alonso 13, Stroll 14, Giovinazzi 15. Ocon. Actually, the gap between Gasly and Ocon's 10th, is about 1.5 tenths, which is actually quite a big gap relative to the rest. So you got Verstappen P1, 126.5, Hamilton 1/10 behind, Bottas 2.5 tenths, Perez 0.57, so nearer to 0.6, Vettel 0.6, Ricciardo 0.62, Sainz 0.7, Leclerc 0.71, Norris 0.75-ish, 0.74, Ocon 0.83. So, oh yeah, look, they've got the little cooling thing. I love the little ice thing. I'll have to ask Matt to make a video on that. The cooling cubes that they use to keep the F1 cars cool. Why am I so delayed? You tell me, Thomas. You tell me, mate. I don't know. Now TV sucks, that's why. I'm sorry, Now TV. Don't cut my coverage, please. Is Danny Rick going to finally qualify Lando? I mean, I still think in Q3, you know, assuming both cars get to Q3, which I think they will, that Lando will out-qualify Daniel. But I think it's going to be closer than it has been, usually. So, imagine Kimi and Tommo in a bar together drinking that cider. To be fair, I feel like I can handle my drink, but Kimi would just destroy me. He would shadow realm me firmly, mate. How's Crofty doing? I'm not listening in, to be honest. I don't like having headphones on and hearing stuff while I'm trying to talk as well. I don't know about, I'm funny with headphones. Like, I don't like really wearing headphones at all. Like, I never wear headphones when I'm running, when I'm at the gym, which I'm never at the gym. I went once yesterday. I don't run anymore either. But like, I trained for an entire marathon for like months and never once had headphones on because I just liked taking in the world around me, you know. I was Leclerc asking for slipstream. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I support West Ham. Struggling West Ham fan. Also, spoiler alert, but well, some of you might have seen it, but I did a Hot Ones style video with Jamie Chadwick on the Veloce channel. And I got through all 8 hot sauces without having any milk or any ice cream. You know what? Like, I was very proud of myself. My cousin's one of them weirdos who, like, he has hot sauce on his keyring so that he's always got it. And he's like, oh, he goes to like chili festivals and it's just like, Phil, man, you're crazy. Okay, cool. So, Seb and Checo not going back out, really? Someone in chat said Seb and Checo aren't going back out. I can neither confirm nor deny. To be fair, they are the only 2 names that don't have outlap next to them. So, maybe Aston Martin are thinking, you know what, Seb put in a world here, we won't put him out again. And then, I mean, I hope this doesn't backfire for Sergio. Because he's, in terms of his time, which is important, not his position, his time, that's what matters. It's pretty tight. Yes, it is an alcoholic beverage. But yeah, I think the Ferraris will get through fine. Carlos is on a quick lap now. I think Charles is going to get a slipstream off of him, I guess. Pardon me. Pardon me. So yeah, it looks like everyone apart from Checo and Sebastian are going to set quick times here. So let's see how they come through. 30 seconds to go. Hopefully everyone gets to start their lap. I'm scared for Seb. It's risky. It's risky not putting him out again. But then again, maybe he just put in a worldy lap because his lap was 7/10 quicker than Lance. So maybe he just put a worldie in and was like, you know what? Again, we're essentially just racing an extra long race over the next 2 days. So let's just park it and just chill, you know? Do I like the sprint qualifying idea? Thank you, Mason, for the $1.99. I do. I think the premise sounds all right, so I'm quite happy with it. All right, here we go. But yeah, thank you, Mason, for the donation. I do appreciate that, mate. Right, Lewis, P1, improves, goes quicker than Verstappen by half a second. Maybe Verstappen will improve, maybe he won't bother. Bottas, P3, Sainz, P4. Gasly is only P10, so Gasly's probably going out here. Sainz, Leclerc, 4 and 5. Giovinazzi, P14. Lance Stroll, where does he stick it? Lance, only P15 for Lance Stroll. Damn. Bless you. Yeah, Hannah sneeze. Ocon is out. Out in Q2. And Alonso goes quicker. Fair play. Fair play. Alonso pulled out a good lap. Not enough to get out of Q2 though. Russell P7. Oh my God. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Oh my days. All right, hang on. Whoa. Whew. Whoa, hang on. I was not expecting that. All right, hang on. Whoa, steady on. So, P15 is Lance Stroll. Mate, George Russell, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. This kid is a joke. He's too good. Lance Stroll, P15. Antonio Giovinazzi, P14. Esteban Ocon, P13. Not great. At least he got into Q2, but still behind Alonso. Gasly, P12. AlphaTauri struggling this session, obviously. Alonso just misses out, P11. Norris, P10. I don't need to type that. What am I doing? Norris, P10. Ricardo, P9. Vettel, P8. George bloody Russell, P7. Is this guy all right? Is he okay? Is he okay? Latifi, P18. Russell, P7. 7. I'm sorry, man. If there's any of you out there who don't rate George Russell still, I'm sorry. But you need your head screwed on because that's ridiculous. I mean, he's through, like, he's, like, positionally, and I want to see the gaps. Now, no, it's not going to show me his him gassing himself up. Joke. Insane. George Russell, steady on, mate. Yeah, I mean, both Alpines out in Q2. I'd be overly surprised. I thought Fernando would squeeze through. He was close, but not quite. I would say free tyre choice, but it doesn't matter now with these new rules. There's no benefit of starting P11. You're not going to be able to stick different tyres on and move through. So, oh, hello, there's a tick in there. Prince Vandy, do you love the quali race? I mean, I don't know. Hopefully I'll love the quali race. We'll see tomorrow, mate. I'm optimistic, mate. I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic. But yeah, George, P7. Obviously, Seb didn't set another lap, so Seb might have been able to improve. Seb, to be fair as well, Seb, P8, Stroll, P15. That's a bad for Lance, that is. Thank you, Manas, for the 40 rupees. 63 over 77 in it. Go Georgie boy. Look, I'm sorry, but I mean, I think the deal's already done. I honestly think the deal's already done. I think it's been done for a while. Whether what they've said to Valtteri, I don't know, but I think that deal's been done for a few weeks. Rip Hayden. True. Hayden's struggling. Hayden in the mud. Oh, bless him. That's mad. Russell P7. Look, obviously he's not going to start P7 necessarily. He might, but obviously Q3 we'll see. But for the second weekend in a row, and that's the mean. Last weekend was quite fortuitous. Let's be real, okay? The only reason George got into Q3 was because Fernando got held up by Seb. That's why it would, like, Fernando would have gone quicker. But this one, P7, he's not squeezed through in P10. He's not even squeezed on P9 or P8. P7. Checo in the quickest car was one position ahead of him. George Russell, mate. Round of applause, buddy. Thank you, Matthew, for the 5 Canadian. They were saying that Lance's setup was messed up bad, and they were happy to get him into Q2 since he was learning the car on the fly again. That's the thing. You know, it's one of them that I feel like the AlphaTauris, Lance Stroll, have been victims of the lack of preparation going into this qualifying session, you know? Some teams, some drivers are going to lose out more than others with that, and clearly George ain't losing out, clearly, which is like a very positive sign. The fact that after one practice session straight out in quali and he's put it P7 in and got into Q3 comfortably, that's a madness. That's a Mr. Who's Mr. Saturday? Mr. Friday, mate. Steady on. Mr. Friday. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo also qualified ahead of Lando so far. Obviously, again, that's not how it's going to finish, but Lando only just squeezed through. Lando almost missed out, which would have been crazy. But he almost missed out on Q3. It's only P10. Thomas, could I explain? Of course. So qualifying's today. Tomorrow is a short 30-minute race, which this qualifying will dictate. Everyone's on soft tyres, no stop. It's like 17 laps. And then that race finishes. And then the positions that everyone finishes in, everyone then starts the race on Sunday. And the race on Sunday is exactly the same as what we have normally. So I guess I hope that explains it well. Thank you, Frederick, for the 45 Danish kroner. That is the Danish kroner, isn't it? Doing great. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Love a bit of Denmark. Would love to go to Denmark. Never been. Would love to go. Hannah's been to Copenhagen. I'm very jealous. All right. Cool. Well, before we start Q3, let's have a little look back at my predictions. This one? There we go. So these were my predictions. I mean, Norris P3, no, that's not happening. Perez P2, I think, is unlikely as well. They were always a bit out there. But I think Kimi is in line Vettel of the day. We'll see. But yeah, Q3 has started. So let's get the old timer set up as per. So, oh God, I've got to do more maths. So 19, I'm going to say 01. Start that. Let's see where that puts us. 11. All right, I am, how many seconds off? I'm like 9 seconds off. All right, I'll put that 51. Start. Boom. All right. Q3 energy, people. Come on. Bring the Q3 energy. Come on. Ooh, I'm excited. Look, I feel like this is Max's to lose ultimately. Like, I think Max should be comfortable, but at the same time, it's the rest of the grid I'm a bit more excited to see. But that's the beauty. Like, this is what I like about this. There's no faffing about with, oh, let's stick a medium tyre on and see blah, blah, blah. Like, everyone's just on softs, just smashing it. And if you do well, you do well. If you don't, then whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm feeling pretty gassed about this. No one's out yet, so everyone's just chilling. So again, just to clarify, in Q3, we've got Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, both Mercedes. We've got Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, both Red Bulls. We've got Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, both Ferraris. George Russell in a Williams. Sebastian Vettel in Aston Martin. He obviously just absolutely nailed his first quali lap and didn't bother going out for a second one. Fair play, Seb. I guess he's saved a bit of soft tyre compound, so good for him. And then Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. But they only squeezed through. So McLaren's maybe not looking as strong as perhaps we thought. Right, everyone's on their way out now. So again, if you don't watch quali all the time, typically the cars will set one quick lap as like a banker lap, and then usually the second lap people improve because again the track rubbers in a bit more. All right, we'll see. Who's come on chat? Who's putting it on poll? What are we saying? I still think Max. Like, Max is just, I feel like he's driving just ridiculously well at the minute. And I just think it's going to happen. Russell. Max. Look, the chat at the minute is like Super Max. Just all the Max. Lewis out of nowhere. You know what, like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but I just don't think Mercedes have the package at the minute, which is, we haven't been able to say that for a very long time. Like, even when in like 2017 and 18, when Seb finished second in the driver's title, and you know Ferrari would occasionally win races, like, you never felt like Mercedes didn't have the package to do so on their, you know, and just, you know, Lewis hooked it up, but then, you know, I just feel like now that, yeah, I don't know, Red Bull just seems to have taken a step forward with their package. What would I do if George got top 6? I mean, I'd be very happy for him. I wouldn't do anything. I mean, he's not Alex Albon, so I wouldn't completely lose my mind, you know. But I mean, Alex Albon top 6, I wouldn't lose my mind anyway when he was in Red Bull. Maybe if he was on Toro Rosso still, or AlphaTauri. I'm not going to make this about Alex, all right? But yeah, everyone is winding up now. I'm more interested in, definitely more interested in like P5 down, to be honest with you. I'd wonder how, if Russell can, where's McLaren's performance? I don't know. It's a weird one. Alex barely got top 6 anyway. True. Here we go. Max Verstappen. Pushing hard, mate. Lewis goes purple first sector and stays purple first sector. Max goes slower than Lewis in the first sector. Interesting. I think Max is trying to pick up a bit of a toe from Lewis here, though. I don't think he's close enough to, though. I mean, if Lewis is ever going to put it on pole, then Silverstone's the track, you know. All right, so Hamilton wins out first sector. Sainz is the first person to set a lap time. Sergio goes 0.8 quicker than Carlos. Hamilton. Verstappen takes the middle sector, though. That seems to be where the Red Bull is particularly good, that middle sector, to be fair. So I'm not overly surprised. Ricciardo. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, my days. Hang on a whoa, okay. Norris goes 2 1,000ths quicker than Ricciardo. That's no gap at all. Verstappen P2. Lewis goes quicker by almost 0.2 than Verstappen. Okay. Interesting. All right, Lewis. Didn't see that coming, mate. So, advantage Hamilton. 126.134 from Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen 0.172 behind. Bottas 0.414 behind Lewis. Perez 0.71 behind. Norris 0.763. Ricciardo 0.765. Leclerc 1 second. Sainz 1.5 seconds. Vettel hasn't set a lap time. Russell is on his out lap. All right. Understeering to the moon, apparently, Max Verstappen. Doesn't sound overly happy. Wow, this could... I mean, I think Lewis can smell blood here. You'd think this would be Red Bulls for the taking, but maybe Mercedes upgrades. That's the thing. It's a big ask for Mercedes to bring upgrades for this weekend and make them work after one practice session. That's literally it. Tell you what, though. Looking good so far. So it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel, Russell. Russ. P10. I mean, I think George hasn't bothered with a first lap. Vettel hasn't bothered with a first lap. George, actually, I think George is setting up a lap now. You know what George is doing? He wants the track to himself. I see what you've done here, George. He's waited for everyone to set their laps and come back in, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to take Silverstone all by myself. Good for you, mate. Big fan energy. You can hear the fans. Mad. Love it. Oh, did Vettel get his time deleted? I did not know that. Thank you, Nathan, for telling me. Unless you're lying, Nathan. Don't lie to me. Come on, George. Just enjoy it. Oh, look at this. I feel like this season's definitely been... it has to be next year that he's in that Mercedes. It has to be. Unless he's just well confident in what Williams' package is going to be from 2022 onwards. But surely it's Mercedes. Because this kid is just insane. Comfortably beat out Lando and Alex in Formula 2 in 2018. Beating his teammate in qualifying every single session in a car that's just dog. That bit of a change in the guard, I think. Yeah. Right, Russell comes around now. Where does he put it? How quick does he go? He does a 1:26.9, quicker than both Ferraris. Only less than a tenth off of both McLarens as well. Tell you what, George. Someone definitely had their Weetabix this morning. My drink is cider. For everyone asking. Aspel cider. It's the good stuff. P7 he's sitting. P7. Damn. All right, so it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel. That is the top 10 as it stands. With a minute and a half to go. George's lap is done. I think he's just going to bring it in now and enjoy the processionary lap afterwards. That's actually really sweet. I like that. Gets the whole track to himself, sets a banging lap time, then obviously goes around again to wave to everyone, and then sticks it in the pits, and then if it's P10, it's still a dub. You know what I mean? It's still a massive dub for George Russell. So I do wonder how that makes Nicholas Latifi feel. Latifi's sitting down in P16, out in Q1 again, and Russell is like second weekend Q3 in a row, always getting out of Q1. That must have an effect on poor old Nicholas. Because I don't think Nicholas is a bad driver. I just think George is that good. I really do. It did, Matt. You're right. It felt like a moment. I couldn't have put it better myself. I think it felt like a moment. Because that's, look, obviously, the British fan base is going to want someone else to get behind when Lewis does eventually retire, which I don't think is a million miles off. George, Lando, good prospects coming through. You know what I mean? Right, Lewis has gone purple first sector. So Lewis is looking pacey. Where's Max? Can Max go quicker first sector? No, he can't. He's a 10th behind Lewis first sector. But he has improved. All right, here we go. Lewis goes purple first and second sector. If Lewis does this, mate, that's a madness. And you know what? I'm here for it. Because I want a title fight down to the wire. Oh, bit of a Tokyo drift, but he's held it. I reckon he might have lost a 10th there, Lewis. Doesn't improve. Oh no, this has opened the door to Max. Lewis is going to be frustrated. Max has lost a bit of time in sector 2 though. But Max is going to have to absolutely nail this final sector to beat Lewis. I think Lewis has got this. Hamilton's P1. Verstappen, can he get him? Bottas P3 confirmed. Unless Perez improves, of course. Verstappen, P2. Lewis Hamilton and pole. GG. Hamilton pole from Verstappen, from Bottas, from Perez, Leclerc, Norris, Ricciardo. I don't know if Ricciardo set a time. Ricciardo P7. Oh. Leclerc P4, Perez P5. Perez got his lap time deleted. Wow. Mate, Russell P8. Jeez. Okay, hang on a second. I need to update this graphic. So, P10, we have Sebastian Vettel. Not bad. Especially when you consider Stroll went out P15. Pretty good day for Seb. I think you can be happy with that. Sainz, P9. Russell, P8. P8. Ricciardo, P7. Mate, that's impressive. The fact that Lewis made a mistake after doing 2 purple sectors and still went P1. This championship ain't done. This championship ain't done. Norris, P6. Oh, get in there. So Bono in my ear going, get in there, Lewis. Mate, Lewis is gassed. You know what? Fair play. Fair play. We want to see a title fight, and you know what? Lewis has not rolled over. Leclerc P4. Decent. Norris P6. Perez P5. Got his lap time deleted. Would have been P4 for Sergio, but he got his time deleted. So it is not. Bottas P3. Verstappen P2. And Sir Lewis Hamilton pops it P1. Which, I mean, we shouldn't be surprised about. Because Lewis is arguably the GOAT. There you go. Boom. Qualified is done. Proper qualifying. Proper qualifying is done. Russell P8 has to be W of the day. Has to be. I was very wrong about Max, wasn't I? I thought Max was going to be over half a second quicker than anyone else, and he just wasn't. Lewis, it's nice because Lewis, with his emotions, he's quite controlled a lot of the time, but you can tell this meant a lot to him because he's proper going for it. Fair play, mate. Man is gassed. But yeah, Russell P8. So again, Vettel P10 can be happy with that. Again, relative to his teammate. Did a much better job qualifying so far. Sainz P9. Leclerc P4. So not a great day for Carlos. Qualified behind George Russell in a Williams. Ricciardo fractionally behind Norris. I mean, they're pretty much, it was 0.02 of a second. It was 7.65 versus 7.63. So they're level, you know what I mean? So fair play Daniel, actually. That's a big dub from Daniel to match Lando in qualifying, because that gap's been big. And then, yeah, Sergio Perez P5. Not great, not terrible. He did have his time deleted. I'm not sure where his time prior to deletion would have put him, but he was a good 0.6, I think, off of Verstappen. So another big quali gap. Look, I've said this before. There's more to it. There's definitely more to it than, like, I think is Max just that good? The fact that he's gapping Sergio in qualifying by as much as he is, it's been, on average, it's been 0.4 seconds, right, up until this race. This race, it was like 0.6, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Hang on, let me find out what the exact gap is. There's no way Max is that much better than Sergio. I don't believe that. I definitely believe there's still something in the car there. Yeah, so Sergio was 6.5 behind Verstappen. Now, Silverstone is a long track, but I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. That seems a bit weird to me. Matthew, thank you for the 420, mate. Big up. Good number, that. Of the top 10, who gains / loses the most tomorrow? Good question. I think probably Russell. I think Russell probably loses the most tomorrow. I can't see how he's going to hold on to a P10 in a race that is, you know, the normal length plus another third on top. But yeah. Charles P4, very good job. Can be very happy with that. Bottas 3, Verstappen 2, Hamilton 1. So back to my predictions before we log off for the day. So my predictions were these. Right, hang on. I need to change them up because I got a lot wrong, as normal. Nothing to be. Sergio was never known for qualifying pace. I agree, but being 0.6 behind your teammate is not what Sergio does. Like, come on. He's not a 0.6 behind your teammate driver. We know how good Sergio is. That's proven. So the fact that that gap is still big. I mean, the average quali gap between Sergio and Max is only 1/10 closer than the average between Gasly and Max and Alex and Max as well. They were both like half a second. Mad. Anyway, well, predictions. So Max Verstappen was not P1. He was not. So that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Wow, that's wrong. Wow, they're all wrong. They're all wrong. Wow. Okay, they're wrong. L of the day, chat. What are we saying? Who's L of the day? Who is L of the day? Oh, Rowney, sorry, mate. Did you give another dono? I apologise, mate, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that, mate. But yeah, thank you, Still I Rise, for the $2.99. Yeah, no, I get you. I know Sergio wasn't known for qualifying, but he wasn't known for finishing 0.6 behind his teammate. You know what I mean? Like, there's being not known for qualifying. You know, we know Sergio's quality. That's what I mean. I'm not blaming Sergio. I'm saying that I think there's more to it in terms of that Red Bull car. Mate, my predictions are well off. Who's L of the day? We're getting. I'm gonna have to go from you lot. Stroll, a lot of strolls. I mean, he did get through into Q2, but Vettel also beat him. Sonoda, yeah, Sonoda. There's not many Raikkonen, so I can't tell. Wow. Okay, so all of my predictions were wrong, which is completely normal, painfully normal for me to get all of my predictions wrong. There you go, all incorrect. You can't win them all, okay? You can't win them all. Sometimes I'm close, but most often I'm not. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I will be here tomorrow, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. 15 minutes before sprint qualifying starts, I will be streaming. So feel free to come and watch along with me while you also watch sprint qualifying, or if you can't watch it, then just watch along with me. Been fun. Tommo L of the day. I mean, that's not an option, but if it was, then probably, because they're all wrong. Friday practice is the biggest L. I mean, you know what, like, this quality session was decent. It wasn't massively different to what, like, you look at this and think, yeah, that could happen on a normal weekend. So I don't think, again, I don't think quali's been massively affected. This quali has been massively affected by the change up, you know. So basically, it just means we don't need all these stupid practice sessions where no one really watches or cares. So sweet. Latifi clearly L. Latifi is big L, to be fair, the day. Big L. But yeah, thank you everyone. Again, I'll be streaming like 15 minutes before it starts. So come over and say hello. Thank you for everyone who was super generous in the super chat as well. I do appreciate you. You don't have to do that. But I do appreciate it. And have a good day. Stay hydrated. If it's sunny where you are, get yourself a nice beverage. I'm going to go sit on the balcony. Goodbye, everyone. Ciao, adios, I'm done. Goodbye, bye, 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 bye.